So, welcome to the inside of the TTS. Now, just before I go any further, you may be wondering why I'm dressed like this. I'm not trying to imitate Shmi. I'm on my way home from work. So, inside the TTS, really nice place to be. I really like these seats, really comfortable. The layout of the interior is really nice. It was a bit weird at first not having the screen in the middle, but actually you get used to it really quickly. The only thing about the interior that I find odd is this button here. I don't know why they've put that there, especially as most of the controls you need are on the steering wheel and are much easier to reach. But criticisms aside, I really like it in here. The car to drive is really comfortable, but one thing that's unique about this car is it's manual. Me personally, I wouldn't order a manual car. I found driving the car a little bit frustrating. First and second gear are useless. Third gear is where you get most of the power. So just like my car, but my car feels quicker, and I guess it's because the power is more progressive, whereas in this you've got to change gear. The amount of times I've been driving along in third gear because I'm forgetting to change gear, honestly. Also, I will say that as manual cars go, this isn't a bad car to drive, but I think I've driven better manual cars. I've test driven a Focus RS, and I haven't test driven. The Fiesta ST was my courtesy car, and both of those felt a little nicer than this to drive. The Fiesta ST I drove to Birmingham, and I actually went a scenic route, and it was a great drive. I really enjoyed it. I've driven this to work over the past couple of days, and I don't think I've really gelled with the car. But that's probably just my personal preference. I'm lazy. I prefer Tronic. I also prefer the farty sound, and you don't get that in a manual. It's weird. But anyway, for the most part, it's a really nice car though. The gear changes are nice, they're smooth, they fall into place. Like I said, in third gear you get most of the power and most of the sound. In first and second, this car sounds a little bit like a grunty diesel, but in third gear it gets a slightly nicer sound, which actually reminds me of the old VR6 engine that VW made. In the old Mark III Golfs. Sounds a bit like that. The virtual cockpit, nice. The views are cool, it's clear, tells you exactly what you need it to tell you. And then you have other controls, so you can change the drive select. You can choose to have the spoiler up or down, turn the start stop off, all the basic Audi stuff. Bang & Olufsen system in this car as well. I'm used to that because I have it in my car too. Sounds good. You also have the wireless, I think it's charging and Wi-Fi hotspot in this car. But tell me what you think of the TTS. Do you own one? Do you own a manual TTS or an S3? If you do, why did you choose a manual? I'd be interested to know. Wait, I didn't tell you about my car crash. Jesus. So, my car, crashed it. What happened was, I went out for a drive in the evening. I was driving back home, doing about 40 miles an hour in a 50, so I wasn't speeding, and just out of nowhere, a deer ran out from the bushes. I slammed my brakes on, we skidded, and hit the deer. It was an emotional time. I couldn't believe it. One of my biggest fears about driving around these types of roads in the country is hitting an animal, and it was as bad as I thought it might be. I felt like shit. The deer died. I pulled over, and at first I was trying to be optimistic. I thought, okay, maybe the damage isn't too bad. And actually it wasn't that bad, but it was loads of little things that added up to just a big pile of shit. So it cracked my front bumper, that needed to be replaced. It cracked my front grille, that also needed to be replaced. It also damaged my radiator, so that needed to be looked into. And then the other thing was it also knocked out all of my parking sensors. So my parking sensors, which were in the rear of the car, stopped working. So that meant I was without my car for just under 2 weeks. That's where the Fiesta ST came into play. I really enjoyed driving that car, but thankfully I do have my car back now. It's currently at work. I'll include some clips of the new look since the front badges are now silver and not black. And yeah, that was my crash. So I didn't crash into anyone or another car. Didn't do any major damage, but yeah, that was the crash. So let's wrap this video up. But thank you to all of the subscribers that have hung around in this quiet period, and to all of you who have been watching my videos. Clearly, unboxing shoes is not an area I should move into, since my Yeezy video didn't do that great. So I'm going to be focusing on cars again, and vlogs. But that's me done. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Peace. fucking stop then. I need to go over there, don't I? Fuck's sake.